Hello. Today is Monday, March 11th. My name is Amy and I'm from Amy's Stitchery. And you've stumbled across my Flosstube channel. I have cross stitch. My channel is about all of my making. Today I have cross stitch and knitting. But I'll give you heads up when I go into the knitting. So if that's not your thing, you can just peace out at that time. Let's see. This is Flosstube 101. I live in upstate New York, so it's windy as heck out today, so hopefully you're not hearing that. And I'm going to try to record this while my husband's on his lunch because I'm off Sundays and Mondays this semester, and we have the grand puppy and doggy daycare today with us. So my daughter got a new puppy. His name is Monty, and he's a little bit of a handful. So I'm going to try to get this recorded while my husband's on lunch, and we'll go from there. It has been a busy couple of weeks. I think it's been 2 weeks since my last video or something around there. I have a little bit of a head and a chest thing going on right now, a cold. So if you hear that, I apologize. But I thought I would try to I don't know, it looks like it's been 2 weeks and I misnumbered my floss tubes. But anyway, head and chest thing going, so I figured let's record it today because I don't know if this is going to get worse during the week. And next Sunday we leave because I go on spring break and I'm leaving for a road trip. So we'll talk more about that later. All right, shall we get right back into the stitching? I had a birthday last week, so I have a ton of Stitchy Kindness to show you too, and a little bit of haul that will all be at the end of this video. Welcome. I'm trying to remember all the things I have to say. Welcome if you've been around here for a while. Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome aboard. Yeah, I've been asked some questions, so I've been asked a couple of times now if I have like a stitchy routine. I don't as far as a rotation goes. I do have a routine as far as I stitch primarily in the evenings or on my days off. I stitch on, I have 2 pieces this year that I am working on. I've divided into 12 parts to have done by the end of the year. I think one of them will be done way before the end of the year. The other one will not. And then other than that, I've picked 24 whips to concentrate in 2024, and I cannot pull any of my other whips out of the garage until I finish one of them. So that's kind of how I'm rolling. But basically I'm stitching on the things that make me happy. Okay? So I got a couple questions about that, so I thought I would address that here. Let's get right into it so I can get this done and hopefully edited and up today. All right. First project is the stitching shelf. Artwork is by Amy Stewart. It is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I will put a picture up here of what it will look like when it's done. I want to try to move this because I want to try to do side-by-sides this week. This is also a picture of where it was before. And let me see if I can show you where it is now. I wonder if I put this over my face, if I can do a side-by-side. This is where I am now. So I put over 1,000 stitches into this. I plan on putting another 1,000 in it this week. Probably in the next, I don't know, a couple of days. Maybe today. Maybe this evening. Who knows? But this is where I am now. I mainly worked in the book here and filling in some rogue stitches and working threads in down here. So yeah, that's where it is right now. I'm enjoying it as always. I enjoy my full coverage. I think I was talking to some stitchy friends. I think that I've pretty much gotten to the point where I'm going to pull 2 of my full coverage Hades. Let's specify Hades because I have another full coverage that I'm getting ready to show you now that's not a Hade. It's going to be stitching shelf and bonded by the rain, and those are going to rotate in and out. And I'm going to put the other full coverage shades away for right now, and see how that works for me. So that's the plan for that. The next one I'm going to show you is the Peacock Unicorn and the Badger by Scarlet Letter. If I have a picture of what it looked like before, I will put it up here. I think I do. Oh, I forgot to tell you, on stitching shelf, I am stitching that on 28 count easy grid, 2/110. In this Peacock Unicorn and a Badger, I believe this is 36, it says 40. 40 count Attic Lace by Lakeside Linens. And let me get my threads out of the way. So like I said, I'm going to put a picture up here of what it looked like before. And I'm going to hold this right here. This is where it is now. I'm going to work on outlining things so that this can be a project I work on fill in when I'm on my Zoom calls. So that's where it is. Let me see if I can fold it so it looks kind of straight-ish. Okay, not much better. But there you go. Ah, love this one. I can see me working on this consistently going forward. I just like it. Yeah. I almost think that if I had, well, that's a lot of block stitching, so that's probably not true. I was wondering if I did my Hades 1/2 on 40 count, if that would make them go faster, but I'm really not sure that it would. Let's see. Next one I'm going to show you is my Mill Hill kit. Let me see if I can find that. This is called Tree of Life. It's by Mill Hill. It's a buttons and beads kit. I'm going to pop a picture in here of what it looked like the last time you saw it. And I actually think that I've only made a titch of progress, but I thought I'd show you anyway. This is in a frame that was made by a friend of mine's husband. So here's what it is now. I'm hoping the lighting's good enough in this video. So I worked here, filling in. I put 2 or 3 thread lengths in. And that is coming along nicely. That will also be on my foreseeable future at the moment. Okay, next project. This is Live on Little by Plum Street Samplers. Let me see if I can find the cover sheet. It is this pattern here, Live on Little. This was a gift to me from my friend Gail from Gail's Golden Needle. I'm stitching this on 36 count Attic Lace by Lakeside Linen. And I have switched out some of the threads, so these are not all the called for. I'll explain to you in just a second. Let me get this folded in a way that you can see it. I'm going to put a picture in here of before. The last time you saw this was probably during my whip parade. Let me see. And this is where it is now. So I worked more on the border, the flowers, started putting the words in. I brightened up the colors in some of these flowers. Just because when I pulled the called for DMCs, they looked really brown, more brownish than what's in the photo. So I decided to brighten up the colors just a tad. More my style. Here we go. And like I said, that's some of the called for, some of things I'm switching up. But that is Live on Little. Sorry, zipper. The next 2 projects are the 2 projects that I've split up into 12 for the year. This first one I'm stitching with my Stitchy Sisters group that we Zoom together with every Wednesday night. This is Autumn Lane Stitchery's Autumn Town. I will put a picture in here of what it's supposed to look like when it's finished. I will also put a picture in here of what it looked like last time you saw it. I am stitching this on 36 count Valor by Picture This Plus with Stash Dive threads because I kitted this up way back when we were having supply issues. So this is still on the Q-snap because this gets regular work. I should hold it on this side. This is what it looks. Oh gosh, you can see that so much better on camera than I can even see that in person. This is where it looks like. This has some floss in here from Farmhouse Flossies. So I'm enjoying using some of those. If you're not familiar with Farmhouse Flossies, they have a Facebook page. The owner and operator is Cindy, and her flosses are pretty cool. But I worked more in the sky. I worked more on this big cloud. I filled in some more baubles of trees and started bringing down the houses. I think I've hit over 26% done on this. So we're in March. So I'm right on target, right? 25% every 3 months. Right on target. I think this one is really easy to stitch on because it's a lot of block stitching. So I think it should go pretty fast. And I really enjoy stitching on it too, which helps. I feel like I'm talking a million miles an hour. I'm sorry if I am. You're going to slow it down. You're going to have to slow it down because with the grandpuppy out there and the hubby having to go back to work, you know, it was this or nothing. Look at all the dog fur on my arm. My goodness, I'm a mess. Next one I'm going to show you is And a Force Grew. This is by Rosewood Manor. I just totally blanked on this. I am stitching this on, let's see if I can find my card in here. I know it has a card. It's just about whether I can find it. Yes, I am stitching this on 36 count mushroom linen by XJU Design. And again, I have threads hanging, so I'm going to try to pull those aside. See if I can get this folded in a way that works. Gail, I'm stitching this with Gail from Gail's Golden Needle. We have broken it up into 12 parts, trying to get it done in 2024. So I should have put a picture of where it was before. This is where it is now. We're working up this side now. And I'm starting to put the letters in. Kim from Stitch and Stuff was kind enough to share with me what Stephanie from Lindy Stitches sent to her to put in the center because I would rather put that in the center. So here it is. So I start putting in the words. I'm starting on the trees on this side. Yeah, it's looking great. I'm quite happy with how it's turning out. I think I have more margin on the bottom than I do on the top, but that's okay. It'll work. So there's where that is. Hopefully I'm having room to put a side by side. Maybe I put the before over my face. Maybe that'll work. But we'll see when I go to edit. But I'm enjoying how that's working up too. Really enjoying stitching on that. So the two pieces that I've chosen to break up this year and get done, I'm really enjoying stitching on them. So that to me is a great sign, right? So yeah, I'm going to keep stitching on those, plus pick up others as I feel led, as others are called to me. And that's basically my cross stitch. I do have a bit of cross stitch haul. I think the rest of my birthday haul is mostly knit related. No, a little bit of cross stitch. But I'm going to show all the haul at the end. And that is it for my cross stitching. So if you want to hang around for the knitting, I do have a lot to show you. I actually have a finished object to show you. And I have some plans with my knitting. Yeah. So let's get this done. I have a finished object. I finished my husband's orange socks. This is Treasure Goddess yarn and Treasure Toes sock yarn. It is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. It is in the colorway Lusty Wench. And here's the tag. And here are his socks. All the ends have been woven in. They just need to be washed and blocked. Although sometimes I don't block socks. They need to be washed. So now he can have those. The rest of the ball, I have quite a bit of the skein left. So I almost think that this is probably, if I were to guess, I would say there's enough here, even after I put 8 grams into my Coziest Memories blanket that I showed you guys last time. I think I probably have enough in here to make footy socks. I'm going to have to measure it, because if it is, I'm going to keep it in my cabinet for footy socks, and maybe find a nice purple to do a cuff, heel, and toe on, because my daughter would love that. But yeah, I'm going to put 8 grams of this into my Coziest Memories blanket, and then the rest I'm going to weigh, and if I have enough to do footy socks, it's going to go back in the cabinet until I have time to make footy socks for her. So that's that. That's my only finished object. The other socks that I had on the go are in a bag that I made, and they are my Christmas Grinch socks. So I finished one. So here's one. Notice they're much smaller. They're for my feet. So here's one. I've got done. I've got the second one. Sorry, all the strings, because I'm switching colors. I've got the cuff, and then it just finished the second stripe this morning. So if I show you these, we will go to one of the reds next. These actually knit up quite fast. These are being knit up by, let's see. I'm using Bear, so it's from Lantern's Light. And it is 100% superwash merino wool in the colorway Bear. And that's this one. And then I bought some minis from Yarn Love. Juliet sock mini skeins in the colorway Home for the Holidays. 80% superwash, 20% nylon. And let me see if I can get all 4 colors out here to show you. And these are the, these are the 4 colors. And I'm just striping them. I call them the Grinch socks because at the time, 3 by the Sea put out a Grinch mystery sock set, and I didn't get on board and buy it. And ever since then, I've been buying their mystery sock sets because I missed out on the Grinch one. So this was to appease my itch for that. So I'm going to continue working on these. I also have 2 more pairs of socks cast on. I'm probably going to cast on a couple more pairs because my husband and I are leaving on a road trip this coming Sunday, and I can't stitch in the car, so I can knit in the car. So I may cast on more socks, but I've cast on some stripy socks. This is in a bag that I made when I was testing bags. It's all crunched up, but yep. This is made out of Barocco Comfort Sock, 50% superfine nylon, 50% superfine acrylic. I don't even know where I got this yarn. It's color 1822, Barocco Comfort Sock. I should put stoppers on this one. And it's a self-striping, and I'm doing it with the heel do-si-do pattern from Crazy Sock Lady. 64 stitches. I put a 20 round cuff, and this is just the start of the first sock. This is my first pattern sock, and I will say it's great, except I have to think about it when I'm knitting it, so it's not a good straight knitting sock pattern. So I started another one yesterday when I finished my husband's orange socks yesterday. I started another pair with just straight up vanilla sock knitting. This is in a bag made for me by Gail from Gail's Golden Needle. This is in Forbidden Fiber Co. I used to be part of their Yarn of the Month Club. It's in her Gluttony sock base, which is 80/20, superwash merino, and nylon. It is in the colorway Peter Pan. This was a couple years ago when I was in her Yarn of the Month Club, so I'm not sure that she stocks this or not, and I didn't look before recording this video. I'll show you the cake though. This is the cake. It's called Peter Pan. And I started a sock yesterday. I did a shorter cuff because I have to be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of doing cuffs. So I did a 12 round. I took a page from, she's 72 Stitches on Instagram. She has knit all the yarn on YouTube. I did a 12 round cuff. And then straight up vanilla socks on 9" by Crazy Sock Lady, 64 stitches. And this is how far I've gotten. Look how pretty that is. So that's a vanilla sock pattern. And I think I'm going to start more for my trip. I think I'm going to take a few pairs of socks with me on the trip. We're going to be gone for a whole week, traveling around. I think it's just, I'll take one stitching project that I will be able to see without magnification. It takes several pairs of socks and yeah, and see how I get on that because I will be able to knit in the car. The last thing I want to show you as far as whips go, and again, I don't have this in a good place to show you. Hold on, we'll talk a little bit about plans while I finish this. So on the road trip, like I said, I'm primarily going to be able to knit. I cannot stitch in a car. It makes me sick. I can't do it. I've tried a million different ways to Sunday and still cannot stitch in the car. So knitting is my best option for that. I think because I do have plans to start a sweater, so I'm going to put a picture in here of the sweater pattern I found. It's just a raglan sweater. It's pretty vanilla as far as, there's not really a pattern in there or anything like that. I'm not sure what kind of yarn I want to make it out of. So, and needless to say, I am going to cast on the sweater sometime in the very near future. However, a sweater is not easy knitting for me to do when we're on a road trip. Socks are easy knitting. So, I can sit there and knit socks when Matt drives. I can sit and knit socks in the evening when we're just kind of hanging out wherever. But stitching is a little more involved. Stitching is a little, like if it's linen, I'm going to need some sort of good lighting. I can't guarantee that that's going to happen where I'm at. I don't really feel like taking my travel light. Yeah. And the Afghan that I'm trying to get ready to show you now as I chit chat is too big for me to be taking with me. So, I could work on it, but I don't know. I just think the socks will be a better bet. So I think I'm going to start a couple more pairs of socks. When I decide when I'm going to start, I might post a photo on here or on Instagram. Because I won't be doing another video until I get back. Definitely not until I get back, and probably not until a little ways after that because things have been busy for work. So I can't even promise like I'll have a video right up when I get back. So I may just post pictures of whatever I start and how far I get. I'm not super good at posting on Instagram or on here for that matter in the community tab. But, it is what it is. But I have plenty of sock bags, and I think I'm just going to fill them up and try to start cuffs so that I have straight vanilla knitting available to me while we're on our trip. And I think that'll work out fine. I did get, and I'll show you here shortly, I did get some yarn from my stitchy friends because I have a ton of cross-stitch stash. Like I could stitch forever out of my stash, I think. What I don't have a ton of is like a knitting stash. So it would be super nice to have more of a knitting stash. And I think my girlfriends, my stitchy friends kind of figured that out. I did get let's talk about that. I got a gift card to 123 Stitch. Thank you, Gail. I got a gift card to Etsy. Thank you, Tiffany. And then I got assorted other goodies here that I'm going to show you. And I have about 10 more stitches, and then I can show you this properly. As you know, I've been working on an Afghan for my son. I knitted dishcloths at Christmas, for those of you that don't know the story. And he was holding his dishcloth saying, I would really like a blanket made out of this. So I got some cones of Knit Picks, basically dishy cotton yarn. And I'm knitting like one big, huge washcloth. I'm just going to keep going on the diagonal until it reaches a length that or diagonal width that we're happy with. And then we'll start back down. So here it is. I'm going to show you with the Progress Keeper out. Here we are, corner to corner. That butterfly Progress Keeper is where I was the last time. So I'm making slow but steady progress on this. I have bought 4 cones of this yarn. I have not even gotten through one cone yet, so I may have overbought on the yarn. I'm just moving the Progress Keeper up. But yeah, there we go. And he feels it when he's here, and he just loves it. So that's all on my knitting whips. Okay, let's talk about haul. Let's start here. I am part of the Stitch Me's Fabric of the Month. I get it in Ada because I have a ton of linen. And honestly, I may stop the Ada here soon because I have quite a bit of that building up now too. But I get a piece, a fat quarter of 18 count. This is Vanilla Latte. So very nice, neutral. I did partake in Nashville for one thing. I got the 12 Days of Christmas Stockings designed by Annie Belcher. I missed out on getting these when they were doing those as a kit from Annie B's. So when this came out for Nashville, this was really the only thing I wanted. I have used my 123 Stitch gift card to buy some charcoal linen. This calls for 14 count chalkboard black Ada. I am going to do this on 32 count chalkboard linen. So when that comes in, I will be starting those. And I belong to the Bag of the Month Club from Tiffany from Black Cat X Stitchery. So I got my bag. You can see her card right in there. Very nice bag. And I received my Yarnable subscription. So Yarnables come in cloth bag, which I like because you don't get to see the yarn much before. And I got Nature Spa. This is a mini spiced cedar shampoo bar. This is a pin that says go away, I'm knitting. It comes with a coupon code in case you want to buy from their store. And it came with these nice these are from Paper Sushi. They're Progress Keepers. They say right side and wrong side. Right side, wrong side. And the yarn is called Here We Grow Again. So I've heard people say that this is very similar to last month's, and I think it is, although the last month's was more purpley, this is more bluey, greeny. But yeah, I'll be interested. It may be, I have Freckled Whimsy's Christmas Sock Club coming too. That shipment has been delayed because it took a trip to Alabama before it came back to my neck of the woods. So it's been lost in the mail. It is due to be delivered today. I was hoping to have it delivered before I did this video, but it did not. So I'm part of Freckled Whimsy's Christmassy Sock Yarn Club. And I think what I may do is cast on one of the yarnables and then cast on the Christmassy Sock Yarn Club yarn. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't decided. I have tons of good yarn to choose from. I have a socks, the Beauty and the Beast Mystery sock set from 3 by the Sea. I have lots to choose from, so we'll see what I decide on. Kelly gave me a yarn cozy. It says, can you read this? It just made me laugh. I'm not going to say it, but read it. Can you see it? Please let me know in the comments if you can read this. But thanks, Kelly. That made me laugh. She also gave me... I've got everything mixed up in a box, so I'm hoping I'm remembering who gave me what. But she gave me this, a beautiful card that I believe she made on her Cricut. And look at this yarn. This is from Blackbird Sycamore Yarn in the colorway Alice. Yeah, nice. And I don't remember who got me what now. Now I'm afraid I'm going to get it all wrong. I have a cup that somebody gave me a cup. Erin gave me a cup with little Ralphs all over it, and I forgot to bring the cup in here, so I don't have that. But she also gave me a bunch of these 100% cotton minis that I have a plan with these. She gave me a bag that said I never dreamed I'd grow up to be a super sexy camping lady, but here I am killing it. Like that. She sent a dog bone for Ralph, and the cup, which I forgot to bring in here. And then Jill gave me a little tin, and she gave me some stitch markers. Let me see if I can get this open without flying the stitch markers all over the place. Can you guys see those? They're triangle ones. They're very cute. And she sent me some sock yarn. This is another one I want to try. This is 75% superwash, and then 75% superwash, and then 25% nylon. I'm kind of curious how that would knit up too, so that might have to be a thing. And then I got this pattern from Jen, and she sent the flosses with it. And I have ordered fabric for this as well. And I have many beautiful cards. So I'm just going to flash these up. Sorry, I'm racing through here like it's nobody's business today. Oh, I got 2 of them there. And then this one was from my lovely husband. I had a very good birthday. The kids came over that night for dinner. It was just a good overall day. So I never want much done for my birthday, but it was a very good day, very fun. And it's exciting that I get, after this week, I get to have a week off and go traveling. So I'm excited about that. I'll try to let you know what I cake up and take with me, or what stitching project I decide to take with me. And it may be the Mill Hill. It may be the Mill Hill, because I will have no problem seeing that. So I'm sorry this was the speed of light, but this is how it goes today. If you need to slow me down when you play it, slow it down when you play it. And thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm glad I got the update up. So here's to editing now, and I'll see you soon. Bye.